in history.
Everything's going to stay in. So
no, it's not. I cannot tell that joke.
hello everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. I am joined by John from Lord's Brewing Company and Tom from the Crummy Beard.
Hello, hello.
Cheers, chaps. We're currently standing in John's tap room up here in Golka near Huddersfield.
And it says it's 2:15, but it's not.
No, it's not much past that, and this is about our fifth beer, so it's quite worrying. We've got a bit of a special one for you today, and it's a special one more for me than these guys, I have to say. It's my local regional brewer, Adnams in Southwold, probably 25 minutes from my house. They were 150 years old last year. Adnams was founded in 1872, and to celebrate, they made 1,872 bottles of this beer. Something a bit nerdy and interesting for you. As you'll see from these bottles, the 150 are made up of loads of slips of picture. Each bottle, each of the 1,872 bottles has got a different label. So these are bespoke bottles, boys. I'm not mucked around here, I've treated you.
Oh.
Well, I've had that bottle for quite a while.
You have?
You wouldn't let me drink it unless I drank it with you.
That's true, because I wanted it for a video, and we kind of got it in for with Tom as well.
I just get to weigh in and steal your two's special beer, so I'm happy.
I'm excited.
There we go.
I'm genuinely excited. I've been looking forward to it. This has taunted me in the fridge for quite a few months now.
It's a good one. It's got gold flashes over the label. It looks a bit sort of stately. It looks a little bit special, and that's because hopefully it will be. Should we just get these bottles open and have a little look?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, just for reference, this is bottle number 722. And this is bottle number 723. Let's get these open then.
I'm looking forward
Special
to
beer
this.
time.
Special beer time, guys.
Even just so you, like, from a producer's point of view, to do an individual label, and then have these individual caps and it must have cost a fortune.
There we go. 150 years. There you go.
From a manufacturer's point of view, it's
Stealing a look.
awesome sauce.
Look at the colour of it. Right, so this
Wow.
is right. I don't know how much is in these bottles. I presume it's going to be a bottle and a bit. There we go.
Very exciting.
That looks...
Wow. Almost looks like wine.
Well, it is. I should say at this point, I have told the lads, and I do know that it is a beer that's been aged over black currants and in red wine barrels. So I think Adnams have created a special beer for a special year. So firstly, the colour, it almost looks like an American red ale. It's got a lovely, dark, deep copper colour to it, but with a slightly red hue.
Do you know what, peeps? Because I know you won't be able to see at the other end, but if I put a light behind it,
Yes.
that's
See.
the colour. It is beautiful.
It looks fantastic.
That head's got a bit of the colour in it as well, which
It's got
is really nice.
slightly pink for me,
Yeah.
the head.
Shall I check that this is actually recording now? It's a special beer. So
Yes,
you make
please,
sure absolutely
yes.
before we
Yeah,
drink it.
Because this is the Craft Beer Hub, and as we know, technical difficulties are in my ballpark.
We're good. It's on.
Good.
We're good.
all
We're
right,
good.
yeah.
It's on. We are recording. All
Right.
is safe.
It's not like when I did a 2-hour podcast with Chris and I hadn't.
I heard about this.
Have we discussed the style on this yet?
The style, well, the style.
Have I
I
ignored
don't
you
normally
twice?
read the bottle, but I will in this.
Okay.
In this,
Wow.
the style is a wine barrel aged beer,
Oh, okay.
That's it.
All right, fine.
which
Nondescript.
nondescript, but
So I'm getting slight tannings,
oh yeah,
very like a wine. Like it's got that
it's got a lovely oakiness
almost
to
like
it.
a sour smell.
I was going to say, it's got a bit of lambic, farmhouse
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
style to
Beers
it.
that I don't normally drink, so I'm slightly worried now.
But there is underlying like a
But
sherry
I think
note.
that is it. Is
it
it
gonna be
white wine
balanced?
cask? Sorry, did they say?
I think it's red wine.
Okay.
But I'm definitely picking up an oaky aroma from the barrel.
Yeah. Almost like.
This is interesting because most beers that end up in wine casks, and there's not many, tend to be dark.
We didn't talk
Tends
about
to be
the
stouts.
That's not. No.
This is
Talk about
not-
the ABV on this actually. 11%.
What?
Yeah, 11%.
Oh my gosh! I've got 30 people drinks after this. What do you want?
It's certainly a beer with character, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Do you know when I was a kid, my parents had this old, like a sherry drum, with these two little, like, silver tankards, and it was
Okay.
like an ornamental piece.
Yeah.
And I used to take the top off and sniff it inside, and it smelled like that.
It's definitely got a continental yeasty,
Oh man, I want to get in. I really want to get in.
spicy.
It feels very typical French beer yeast. It's
I'm
that kind
very
of.
impatient now.
It does.
This just smells.
Should we go in? I think this is going to be special.
I
It
think so.
smells
The only
special.
other thing I think no one said, but it might have been on the bottle, was that it's got a lot of kind of raisin, sultana, kind of big dried,
Yes.
great notes on it.
100%.
It really has.
Like
Yeah.
raisins.
If you closed your eyes, you
Some-
could seriously fool me into thinking this was maybe a continental stout or a slightly dry stout. You know, like a dry stout, like a craft
Yeah.
dry stout. It's got
I'm just thinking that little red raisin box that you used to get in your packed lunches.
some pack.
yes.
Some packs.
Some
yeah.
packs.
I mean, the only reason I asked about was it done in white wine or red wine is because it's actually that kind of that lambic, yeasty, slightly sour thing.
Yeah.
Feels like white wine, along with all those other fruit flavours.
does, yeah.
But I'll be interested to see how that comes through in the taste.
Man, I'm dying to.
This smells good. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Thank
This
you.
is awesome doing a beer review.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh.
Ooh, wow.
Almond. Is it almond marzipan?
I'm definitely getting almond in the middle towards the back as well.
And like,
But I think that's from the wood. I think that's from the.
amazing.
I'm getting that with the oak, with the more sort of pronounced oak flavour.
how smooth is that?
It's special. That lovely berry, tart berry.
Can we get some more of this?
It's got a lovely tart, jammy, berried thing in the middle that works so well with the drying, oaky finish.
Is this inadvertently a Bakewell Tart special?
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Bakewell tart.
Yeah.
Now the almond is interesting. When people actually put almond in beer, I'm not the biggest almond fan.
No,
I'm not a marzipan and stuff like that, and I can normally taste it, and it's a little bit synthetic and it's a little bit over the top. Whatever it is in those flavours that I don't like isn't in this, but the rest of that kind of slightly more, the kind of semi-savoury nut quality of the almond runs through it, which makes it very, very easy to drink, which is very, very
Oh my
dangerous.
gosh.
See, I'm getting the almond with the oak, with the oaky kind of barrel character. So I'm wondering whether that's come from. Could that have come from the barrel? I suppose it probably
Yeah,
could.
absolutely. Yeah.
But you're more of the whiskey guy, so
Yeah, I mean, barrel notes. Wine barrels generally wouldn't be charred, so you end up with much more. In fact, they're pretty much never charred. So you end up with very, I suppose, more natural flavours. Right? When you char, you start to get, you start to get barbecue, you start to get fudge, you start to get,
right,
those
yeah.
big, strong, dark focus. Like that's why people put stouts in whiskey barrels. Wine won't be charred, so you'll end up with a lot more grassy, a lot more natural. It's literally the wood without any interference, basically. So anything, wherever that wood's been, it's had minor interactions with whatever in its environment, will likely be picked up in that.
It's got
in that cask.
right at the end of it. What I'm tasting, like, sorry, I haven't had a mouthful in a little while. That tastes like that earthy, like an earthy finish, and it's so. It's a dryness.
Yeah.
But I'm salivating.
it's almost got.
It's amazing.
It's almost that earthy finish for me. It's almost. I agree with you. It's there, but it's almost got like a licorice aniseedy character to it.
Yeah, I would say.
And that's the cask, no doubt. Like that is an
There
absolute.
we go.
And what's interesting, quite early on in this beer, I don't want to. The words that the thought that came to my mind feels like it's going to do the beer a disservice, but it's kind of got like a non-alcoholic fruit drink thing in it, right kind of early mid point. It's got almost, and it's super refreshing.
Is that the sweetness? Do you think?
Yeah, the sweetness in there. It's the sweetness mixed with that kind of raisin sultana thing from the nose. That almost, I don't want to say the word Ribena, but
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like it's got that kind of really easygoing, sweet dark berry flavour, and you could actually take mouthfuls of this at 11%, which is insane.
We come to the 11%. Where is it?
It's gone. Are you sure?
I know.
Is this an alcohol-free 11% beer?
It doesn't drink like 11%er. It drinks like, I would put this in if I was picking it up at a craft beer bar, maybe late 7s, early 8s.
Yeah.
That's what I would have. It feels like. It's really well put together. Like, genuinely.
It's a.
If you can get me more of these, I'll buy a few.
They are sold out, mate. They're gone.
Oh.
All 1,872 bottles have departed.
As it warms up now, it's changing a little bit. And as you get that, as we kind of said, originally that kind of white wine thing, the sour, the lambic, the farmhouse vibe was all up front. Now it's warming up a little bit. I'm starting to get a little kick at the back. And maybe the alcohol's starting to show itself as well as a result of that, because it kind of has that, sticks to your kind
Mine's still really cold.
It's definitely got, well, I don't know whether if it's just because you said it, but it's definitely got that palate coating, strong beer kind of stickiness to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was there before.
Belgian triple kind of body to it. We've not talked about the body, actually. That's probably a good point.
The body, yeah.
I think the body is, I would say it's medium light, if anything, which is quite
It is.
unusual for something so strong.
It's unusually thin for that ABV, but at the same time, it works really well in this beer.
If it was if the body was heavier, I would say I'm with you on medium light. But I think if it was any heavier than what it is, I think it would detract massively from how easy drinking it is for 11%.
For sure. Because it doesn't stick. It's not got that. It's not got that particulate matter that cloys on, which is normally where you start to feel alcohol burn and everything else. I'm loving this. I'm a very happy man right now.
Yeah, me too.
It's another good one from Adnams. Let's have a quick look at the bottle, guys. So just to refresh your memory, there's the 150. The style is a wine barrel aged beer. The hops are mosaic and the malts are pale ale. So it's quite funny that Adnams do quite a famous under their Jack brand division, a mosaic pale ale. Defined under other is coriander seeds. Coriander seeds, guys.
Yeah, there's coriander seed in there, and
I haven't picked that up.
No, it's not ever so noticeable. I'm not. Yeah, you're right. No one's mentioned it. I didn't pick it up in the flavour, but now you've reminded me. Think about Hoegaarden for a minute.
There's a spicy back end. For this, and it's not in a lot of beers. Coriander seed doesn't necessarily show itself as the raw material. It's more like you say. It's like a spice. It's like an addition. It's a seasoning agent. Basically.
We used it in Varvar Colam.
Yeah,
and that now I just shut my eyes and taste it, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that in the Varvar one. We did a beer years ago called Havelock IPA, and that had coriander seeds in, and that's got that same flavour. So maybe it's just I'm not very good.
And I wonder if that aniseedy star anise thing is actually the coriander seed, just blending with a few other flavours to produce something else.
Really good.
It's very nice.
Well done, Adnams.
Yeah. I really rate Adnams. I know, Tom, you're not the biggest fan. Is that fair to say?
Well, to be fair, in my part of the world, you only get a couple of their base things normally in not so great pubs who don't keep their beer very well. And they're not very. Frankly, you don't want to drink them. They're not very nice. As a result, I've never tried anything on the other end of the scale from them, and that is fantastic.
That's fair. Let's have a quick look at the bottle, guys. The description on here. Adnams was established in 1872. We're still independent at 150 years old. Wow. But didn't get here on our own. We were founded by brothers and buoyed along by colleagues. So a beer made for sharing seemed fitting. Aged in barrels from friends in Bordeaux, each label is unique and offers a glimpse of some memorable moments. Adnams, that is an absolute triumph of a beer. It's the first. Adnams do beers like Triple Knot, Broadside, the barrel aged version of Broadside that's really good.
Okay,
I'll have to bring some of those up for you guys. It's normally around Christmas time that comes out, or they come out. That's the first real special beer I've had from Adnams. I don't think they do many, but I'll tell you what, I'll be picking the next one up. That's fantastic.
From my point of view, as a brewery, I wouldn't normally review other people's beers. I find, obviously from the professional point of view, it can be a little bit off, and I'm always nervous when these boys are like, hey, try this beer with you. That, from a brewery owner, like we're very brewery.
We're in one.
We are very brewery.
Very brewery. That is superb. In fact, that's outstanding.
I would go as far to say I can't knock it, and that is a 5 out. That's a 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah. Can I give it a 6 out of 5?
If you want to, mate. I think it's worthy of it.
I would buy that again. In fact, I actually think my wife would drink this.
Who?
Because it's got that. My wife! She loves the sweet sort of. She'll drink a sour.
Yeah.
And it's got all that.
Yeah.
It tastes like Bakewell tart, but without the. It's much more refined.
It is.
It's smooth and it's lush.
Yeah, and I think there's a thing with sour and lambic and farmhouse beers that I'm sure it's not just me that has this experience where you really appreciate and enjoy that kind of slightly jarring flavour.
Yeah.
But more than a quarter of a pint down, it just starts to feel like a tension headache and a little bit hard work and a little bit everything else.
Gaviscon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas that gives you a nice sense of those flavours up front and then changes into a completely different beer. There's no harshness to it at all. Fantastic.
And on that subject, and you talk about it there, and you talked about it, the Gaviscon inducing characteristics, 330 bottle of that is perfect. So I think if they put it out in a 750, like a lot of the lambics are,
That'd be too much.
It'd be too much for one person. I know lambics are to be shared and everything else, but
I'll be ready to party.
I think we are. John's literally opening in how long?
Now.
Well, not long.
No, that says it's 2:15.
It's definitely 2:15.
I can assure you.
You got 26 minutes. Let's hope for the best.
Yeah, there you go. 26 minutes.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Crummy Beard. He's a bloody good bloke. Does more than beer as well, which is more than you get around here. Subscribe to this guy because he's a handsome devil and he produces some half decent beer, don't you, John?
Yeah, and I'm shorter than I look.
He really is. The first time I met these was about a year ago. I thought John was going to be massive and Crummy was going to be small.
I've been squatting just to make everyone feel better.
He's got knee ache.
Just stretch out. No, it's fine. I was going to say something. I totally forgot what it was, so carry on.
That's been good.
Right, so thank you very much. Get in the comments, let me know if you've had this beer. If you haven't, I don't think it's available anymore. For reference, it was around about £8 a bottle out of my local Adnams store.
Okay.
There we go. Guys, thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Can we go cuddle now?
I've been left out.
He asked for it.
No, that's it. That's fine. You just cut the video there.
Come here, you. Oh dear.